Howdy, campers. Here I am back for week 15. We're coming down the home stretch of the NFL season. Then we'll transition to the NBA here in the next week. You'll see a lot more content coming up soon, as I'm going to be making the picks on an almost everyday basis from the NBA as far as the new NBA season, so long as they're able to keep their season going and not have to collapse into some kind of stinking bubble. So last week, a little bit more respectful. I was 11-5 last week. Brought my season statistics up to 117, 73 and 1. That's a 61.25%, which is good enough to be laughed at. almost that good. It is what it is. All right, we got a plethora of games. We got a full 16-game slate here in Week 15 of the National Football League. The Raiders are playing later tonight on Thursday night game. This is nice. They're hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. So I'm going to go with the Vegas Raiders in this game. They need it. They may have lost themselves the playoffs last week. Particularly with what the Ravens did by coming back and beating the Browns. It was a heck of a game on Monday night, but that may have put the nail in the coffin for the Raiders as far as making the playoffs. They're still on schedule. I think next year could be a very magical year for them. It's just then I am a Raiders fan, so. Chucky. So, we'll switch to the Saturday games. Now we got a couple Saturday games for this particular week. We're going to go with Buffalo going into Denver. They're going to go into Mile High. I'm going to take Buffalo on the road. They've got way too much. They're peaking. They're playing very, very well. Josh Allen is actually rounding out quite nicely at the quarterback position as well. So that's a game that Buffalo should be able to win in Denver. Carolina's going to go to Green Bay. Green Bay again. See the comments about Buffalo. Green Bay is going to always close strong during the Aaron Rodgers era. This should be no exception. I think they take Carolina quite easily at home. That gets us to the Sunday early games, and there's a ton of them. So the early games, we've got San Francisco heading to Jerry's World, where they're going to play the Dallas Cowgirls, and San Francisco, they've got credible enough defense, so they're balanced. They got a decent enough offense. They're probably fairly even on offense, but where the 49ers have a much better defense. So I'm going to go with San Fran on the road as they showcase their defensive coordinator, who won't be in San Francisco very much longer. I see him getting a head coaching gig. Chicago is going to head to Minneapolis to play the Minnesota Vikings. This is like choosing the most handsome dwarf. I'm 5'7", so I can say these things. Vertically challenged. Chicago on the road. I'm going to go with them. Got a better defense. Minnesota can run the ball, but Chicago's got a pretty decent defense. I think Chicago wins that on the road. Tampa Bay, and besides, it's a pressure game, which means Minnesota will fold up like lawn chairs. Tampa Bay is going to go into Atlanta. They're going to play a very important road game against Atlanta. Tampa Bay is going to take that game on the road. Atlanta's coming back to earth a little bit. Raheem Morris era will be ending pretty soon at the end of this season. You might see Eric Bieniemy in there from the offensive coordinator from KC. I think Jim Caldwell is going to make a good coach. He might end up in Houston. So there's going to be some good coaches going to come into the crop in the offseason. Atlanta's going to get one of them. Jacksonville is going to head over to the Big Crab Cake. They're going to play the Ravens. Ravens have to have this one. They seem to be getting their physicality back a little bit, but this is just Jacksonville, so it's not going to matter. So Baltimore is going to take this at home. Detroit is going to head over to Nashville, and they're going to play. They're going to run into the buzzsaw that is Derrick Henry, and the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is going to take this on the road in fairly embarrassing fashion, I would believe. New England is going to head down to Miami. New England, COVID doing whatever it's done to Cam Newton. Stadium's not the answer either. At least not yet. They need some more talent out there. Brady could make anybody look good at the receiver and the tight end positions. Neither one of these guys is Tom Brady. They're going to have to actually get some receiving core together. They're going to need guys that, maybe they're not from Arizona State or something. Somebody that's good. They're going to need top line with speed. They're going to have to revolutionize their offense a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to be a defensive era for the next 2 or 3 years for El Hoodie. But I see Miami at home taking New England in this game. Houston, as the Romeo Crennel experiment is going to be coming to an end soon, at season end. Whether Louis Riddick gets the job as the GM or not, I know he's not going to end up being retained. He's done a fairly decent job with what had already been torn down, but this particular week he's going to be going to a buzzsaw called Indianapolis. Indy's going to kill him. I think it's a 10-point game. They'll cover the spread. Not that I'm picking the spread. Indy needs this one. They're in a tight race to make sure that they get one of these wild card berths. So I think Indy's going to perform. They seem to be doing well in the must-haves so far, and teams either have that or they don't. Phillip Rivers, he basically only folds in the playoffs. Normally, the important games during the season, he's pretty good. He gets into the playoffs, and all bets are off. Last of the Sunday early games is going to be Seattle heading to our nation's capital to play the Fighting Ron Riveras. Fighting Ron Riveras have won 4 in a row, and they look very, very good doing so, and they look good on defense. Something Seattle doesn't have is a defense, number one. Number two, they're coming cross-country, and they have not played well in the second half of the season. I'm actually going to take Washington in a major upset here. I think they're going to get to 500. They're going to get to 7-7, and together with what I believe will be a New York Giant loss, they may be ready to sew up this division next week. Can't believe that is in the same sentence. This just in for the NFL press. Coach of the Year, Rivera. Okay. End of discussion. Nobody else. There should be no other first place votes. None. He goes off the sheet, and he ends up at 9-7 with the cluster bang that he inherited, and he turns this team into a playoff team after the start they had and the controversy in the offseason. Anyone that doesn't give him a first place vote should not have a vote next year. They should lose their vote. This isn't a matter of whether he should win. It's whether it should be unanimous. Just that. Just had to be said. All right, so Sunday late game. And I don't care if Seattle wins tomorrow or on Sunday, so be it. It happens. They're supposed to win in this game. But I think Washington's going to give them a battle. I think Washington's going to take this one. There's something about this team I really like. And it's got a lot to do with the Coach of the Year. All right, so Sunday late game. Philly is going to take its underwhelming dog and pony show to Arizona, and they're going to, as good as Jalen Hurts is looking, I don't think that defense is up to par. I think Arizona's going to take it at home. I think it's because they got something to play for. Phillies, they're feeling in the dark right now. So Arizona at home, I think it's going to be a tough game. I do think Arizona takes it. It's not going to be a statement insofar that Arizona is good. It's going to be less bad. Neither one of these teams is very good. Jalen Hurts is their best option. I think you found yourself a franchise quarterback. The dumpster fire of New Jersey will be heading out to LA, and they're going to play the Rams. And the dumpster fire continues. 10 alarm blaze. There's no firefighters to be seen here this week. The Rams are going to take that game at home. KC is going to go to New Orleans. And if Drew Brees is playing at his top, I think he gets the job done. But even if he plays this week, he's not going to be at his top. So KC takes that game. Sunday night game, Cleveland is going to take on the New York Giants up at the Big Snoopy. I think Cleveland wins that one, and Pittsburgh's going to clobber Cincinnati in the Monday night game. Like, share, subscribe. Enjoy the games. Peace, me homies. See ya.